Alright, got the bottom on, got these loosened up. I hook these two clamps here. Two washers are on. Wipe some of the grease off. Grab the upper. I already took the cap off. Already got a lot of grease on it. Oh, I'm going to have a lot of polishing when I'm done. Actually, those don't sit too bad. I was kind of afraid of where they might go, but it's not that bad. They might be tilted back a little more. I might have to tilt them forward. Hopefully you can see this. Where you at? Yeah, I might have to tilt them this way, but full extent. They don't look like they're hitting they're not going to hit the tanks. That's something we don't have to worry about. So just messing around here, put the headlight bracket underneath the windshield mount and put the screws in just to see how far it reached. And you can see it actually lines up. Surprisingly. And the windshield's tilted, but not as bad as I thought, because these holes are actually set further back. So this windshield may work with no mounts. However, that said, you can see under here there's no bolt coming through. Yeah, he's a little short. Move that over. Line it up with the other one. I need about another 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch bolt. Going to the hardware store and buying a bolt that's a 1/2 inch longer compared to making up new brackets, I'm good. I got no complaints. I did tilt the handlebars forward. That did give me room to where I can get this under here. Looks like it'd be something like that. It'll still be behind the headlight, because that'll be here. Not 100% happy with that, but I do want my brakes. And there is no way to really route this any other direction. Technically, this cable, this brake line at the top, it wouldn't hurt if it was another 3 inches longer. I could probably very easily pick one up, but I'm actually thinking I'm going to be tilting those handlebars a little more forward, so that's going to bring this more forward. It'll really just come down to what it when I get the wheel on, I'll do the fine tuning adjustments. Right now it's just kind of in the ballpark. If it works, good. If not, may have to get a new brake line with banjos, like 3 inches longer. Worst case scenario. It's not that big a deal, but if we have to, we have to. Choke, turn signals, headlights, clutch cable, everything else has got plenty. Actually, this is the turn signal. There's a little clip up here that it's supposed to go to. Just not using that clip and we're okay. Same thing on the other side for the electronic starts and the shut off. There's a little clip down here. This one could probably, but when we turn to the right, I think it'll pull. Wait, maybe it was left. Yeah, when we go left, because it pulls that cable around that neck, and I don't like that. If I leave it out of there, We got full turn left and right, no issues. And then these two lines, throttle and what is that other one? Oh, duh. Both the throttle lines. One pushes, one pulls. So you got positive friction both directions. Both throttle cables, plenty of room left and right, full articulation. Brake line as is, as long as I don't tilt those handlebars back any further. And of course if I tilt them forward, we're great. I just wanted to show you the windshield mount here. Actually, looks like it's going to be a go. The headlight mount, I'm kind of stuck because I don't have any way of tightening up those bolts because they don't come out far enough. The more I look at this, I'm thinking that plate, or a plate, coming off the two nut bolts for this, with just a flat piece of metal. No, I don't like that. It has to be underneath. Still messing with that part. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna get the two socket bolts on both sides here, or Allen, whatever you want to call them. Tighten up this neck bolt a little bit. Go ahead and put the tubes up in here. All I can do with the camera sitting there. Way back just a hair. Now doing that, they do line up pretty good. Everything looks good. And that wheel is a whole lot further out there. We'll take a look at that later at the comparison pictures, but everything's actually looking good. I think I'm going to go ahead and tighten down those. The ones that hold the handlebars on, they're just finger tight on there. I don't know if you can see that, just testing it. And then get some longer bolts here. I think 2.5 inch bolts will work. I'm going to get 2 3/4. I can always cut them off if they're too long, but that'll give me a little bit to play with. I might even just get 3 inch. Just get 3 inch and cut off the excess that I don't need. But if I put a plate in, great. If I don't, no big deal. And we're going to stop there. And I think I'm going to change out these top pieces on the tubes. Well, actually no, that'll be the next video. I'm going to change out these tops. That'll be the next video. Alright, so we got that top one on. Put that little bolt in there. It's not tight by any means. There you go, you can see it's kind of wobbling. I just have it on there just enough to hold it so nothing goes anywhere. I did put this top windshield bracket in there. These nuts, they're just on there. Finger tight is all. But I'm looking, I don't know if you can see that in there. There's a pretty good sized gap. Oh, I guess that did fit way up in there on this. Those don't fit up in there as high, but they do fit it. I was just wanting to make sure of that before I went any further. These are the parts that screw into the tube and then screws up into this up here. Upside down. This screws in like that, and the tube's in there. Kind of cleans this whole area up quite a bit. I'm actually looking at mounting the headlight mount. That's how it would normally go, but instead we drilled those out so these go all the way through, so I can also put my bottom windshield bottom bracket mounts on. And that's where it bolts here, and then the bottom one will come up. I don't know how well that's going to work or what modifications I'm going to have to make that actually work, but we're getting to that. The other thing we're looking at is I have to figure out the routing. This won't be able to go in front. I don't know what's going to go in back, but just drilling a couple little holes. I think that's the way we're going to go instead of that bracket thing I was thinking. So just wanted you to kind of take a look at where I was, and there we go. This definitely needs some cleaning. That's been hiding behind the windshield. Couldn't get to it. And then yeah, I'm looking at these handlebars from up here, and they're actually kind of low. They're gonna have to be tilted back quite a bit already. I mean, that 6-degree rake really sticks them out there. I got some pictures and stuff I'll mount too, where the tire will be compared old versus new, or stock versus 6-degree rake. Just looking at it now, the way those are coming down, I'm betting that's going to shoot it out probably a good 6 to 10 inches. We'll see. That's kind of the whole point while we're doing this, but I'll put those pictures and everything in. You'll be able to see it all when we're all said and done. We'll do before and after pictures, obviously. Alright, well, I gotta figure out the lining of how we're gonna do these lines and see about mounting that, because I can't have this in front, but this is a whole lot beefier, thicker than what this little flimsy stock one was. They don't fit behind as well as they did on this one. So we gotta do some... We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with them. We may have to just get rid of this bracket. That's why I didn't tighten anything. This coming up front's probably not gonna work like that. Windshield there would be nice, but I don't know. We'll come back to it. Alright, went ahead and put this tube in, tighten it down so I can turn this. Go ahead and change out those tops. Oops. Doing it in the triple cheese because it's hard to hang on to that shiny chrome polish. And try to wrench on it at the same time. Didn't think it'd poop that far, but that's alright. Grab this cap. This has an O-ring at the top that I'm going to have to transfer to the new one, because the new ones didn't come with it. Go ahead and get that switched over. I'll just show you here real quick. This is the old one, this is the new one. I just need to switch that O-ring into there. And then I'll be right back. Alright, you can see where I got that O-ring now on here. Just took it off the old one, put it on the new one. Then we'll put it in, tighten it up. Fun part is getting it all to line up at once. I just wanted to check something here real quick. Okay, there, I understand. If you're ever going to change your tubes out, it's just this, and then the spring's just in there. There's no pressure on it, as long as that's in the air with no wheel. The wheel was on it, it was on the ground. Instead, just that cap shooting off, the tube, the spring, a ton of oil, it all would have went flying. Alright, I'm going to have to actually take these off. Take these out. Go. I'm just going to set those here. Try to move that brake line out of the way. And then you just screw it in. Nice thing is, you can see that, it's got these little flat spots on here so you can actually get a hold of it and turn it with a wrench. Which I might go get now. Not sure if it's a 17 or a 3/4. I'm guessing it's a 3/4, but let's see. If it is. Using the rag on the forks tubes. I don't want to touch it with my greasy, oily fingers any more than I have to. I'm still looking into finding those rubber boots I was talking about between here and down. Not as yet have I found any. I thought I had some from when I did the shocks on my Jeep. Apparently I must have gave them to a friend or something. Alright, so we're there. And turn this all the way to the side. I don't have everything tied together yet. Those super fine threads, you don't want to crank it down too much. Oop. And then just loosen these out. There we go. And then put it up in here into the top one. And just screw it in. Hopefully everything lines up with the wheel in the right direction. Oh, wait, that doesn't matter. We can turn the bottom. You knew that. Now when I took the old ones out, I mean that's threaded up in there. Oh, what is that? 3/4 of an inch of threads. I'm actually going to call Pacific Coast Star. Ask them if they recommend I put thread locker on those or not. I don't know why you wouldn't. The only thing is if you ever go to take them apart with thread locker, you got nothing but this polished tube to hold on to. That's why I was thinking maybe thread locker is not a good idea in this situation. Well, I'm going to do it without, because I can always add it. If I put it on and then I'm not supposed to, it's kind of hard to get it back out. And then I'll put a call into them and find out what their suggestion is. I'm going to guess they're going to say not to, though. So we'll go on that theory. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one here. Get that one in. And we'll be back when I get that done.